United States of America, President Barack Obama.
Good to see you. I just want to say everybody back home, right back at you. We appreciate you. You always give us straight talk.
And welcome to Straight Talk. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is election time. People are early voting. Early voting is okay, but the most important thing is vote. We don't care whether it's early or late. Just don't be too late to vote. Make sure you get your 2 cents in the game. It's a game. You see, a candidate running for governor has spent almost $200 million. That's a game. I think the salary is only maybe $150,000 a year. It's only a 4-year job. So why the hell would you spend $200 million for $600,000? Huh? Can you tell me? I think it's a big thing to me, because I know, I'll give you an example, with all the things that are going on in the city of Chicago, the draconian taxes on gas, and every little item is being taxed, including the grocery bag that you buy grocery in. In the city of Chicago, you got to pay a 7-cent tax to get that bag. Where the hell is that money going? It's not coming back into the hands of the people. You see construction work on the highways, working year-round, doing nothing but getting paid. Where there were once in the city of Chicago parking meters in various locations around the city, where that money was used to pave the streets, to keep the streets cleaned. But a mayor decided, let's sell those meters. Where did the hell did the money go? They sold the meters for $1 billion. Where did the money go? Does that tell you about somebody who decides to spend $200 million to get that $150,000 a year job? Well, I mean, I'm going to make $1 billion. At the hands of the people that hired you to go and represent them, not to fleece them, represent them. Do we really, as politicians in this country, know what the hell represent means? You have people in positions around this, well, I can say around the state of Illinois, which I'm familiar with. You have people who are on these various, in these various positions that hasn't ever read one page of the Constitution. So they don't know what their constitutional duties are. That's why you see a little alderman walking around with his chest stuck out talking about he's a leader. Or a state rep, or a state senator, a congressman. They all think they're leaders. But see, then by not knowing or realizing the duties of these individuals, you got people who think that congressmen are supposed to be representing a district. Yeah, they call it that. But when he goes to Washington, D.C., what the hell does people in New York care about what happens in the district in the city of Chicago? What the hell do I care about what happens to a district in New York or California? Yet, those people leave Chicago, leave Illinois, and goes to Washington, D.C. to represent the country, not a district. Now, your alderman will say, now, this law that you're proposing now may be injurious to my community, may be injurious to my state, may be injurious to my culture. So he will lobby other folks within that chamber to let's vote against this because it's going to injure some things that's happening in my area. And so others will say, yeah, you know, really, I'm glad you pointed it out because it will injure some people in my area. And you'll find whatever injures your community will injure communities around the country. Now, if it's voted in by some circumstances over and above the objections of you who went against that, how can you hold that individual responsible for it? Well, he didn't represent the district. He's not there to represent the district. He's there to represent the country, represent the state of Illinois. He happened to be from a district. And yes, if something was injurious to that district, I'm sure he would fight against it vigorously. But he's only one individual where there are congressmen from around the country. So when you say a congressman is not representing your district, that's erroneous. It has no substance at all. If you look at Danny Davis' record, you find that he has had numerous bills passed since he's been in Congress. He has stopped numerous bills or was responsible for getting numerous bills stopped because it was injurious to communities of Chicago. And he pointed out that it was also injurious to communities of New York, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles. You see, if it's injurious to one area, it's injurious to a number of other areas. So he get other congressmen to join with him, and they'll stop that bill. And you can't say, baby, one time where a congressman was responsible for something that happened that was injurious to that community, that one congressman couldn't do anything about it. See, the same thing with the city of Chicago, but it's a little bit different. Every alderman has a responsibility to make sure that City Hall is functioning in a way that keeps his community in good repair. That is a duty and a responsibility to serve those people. A state representative going to Springfield, basically the same thing. He has a responsibility to the district to make sure that there are no taxes or anything that's going to injure his community be successful. So let's not get it twisted. I wanted to do a little politics before we got into real entertainment, because we got some real entertainment for you again today, as usual. As I've said so often, you've heard me say often, that because I know, I saw it up close and personal, that music soothes the raging bull. So we're playing music to make sure we can calm some. It's not doing so well though, is it? But let's try it again anyway. Tony?
Put your hands together for the star of the show, Mr. Shorty Mac. Come on.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah. Before we thank everybody for coming out tonight, Ice Cream changed his seat. Hey, Faye, we love you. Thank you for bringing your friend. I love to see her. She brought you. Well, you know how it goes. But you brought her to see a real good show. Next week, the 28th, we're going to have a real good time down with Mr. Jimmy. And I want to just take my time and do this because it's something that's special for you. Baby, 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 you don't understand, yeah, oh yeah. Just to be your only man, and darling, take it on you. Ooh, baby, oh, the night. Oh, what a night, oh, what a night. Oh, baby, I went running to the end of a rainbow, just to pass the time, that you were mine. I love you, baby. Ooh, you see, ladies, listen. You're my love, you're my angel, you're the girl of my dreams. I like to thank you for waiting patiently, yeah, Daddy's home, your daddy's home to stay. On my knees every day, all I see is pray, baby Jack, for you. Oh my God, I want you, try your eyes. Daddy's coming home soon. Oh, baby. Sweetest thing I know, yeah. Feel more power, power, rainbow glow, yeah. can separate us, babe. Come on and go with me, baby. Come on over to my place. My place. If I what's your name? What's your name? I like your style. Can I stick around and talk to you for a while? Hey, girl, you know I'm to do, yeah, oh baby, stay a little while longer, baby, I wanna talk to you a little more, yes, a little more, oh yeah. Girl, you're so amazing, living together, oh yeah, living together, oh baby, I love you, baby, I need you, baby, I want you, baby, I need you, baby, I like you, baby. Hey, you, get off my mountain. Hey, you, get off my cloud. Hey, you, hey, you, get off my mountain. You've been trying to bring me down, 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 down. lady. Girl, I hope you do. Only you can see me. My life equals you. Kiss me, drive me crazy. Would you do that for me, lady? I will go outside. Outside in the rain, girl, I wanna go outside, outside in the rain, baby. Oh, I love you, baby. I need you, babe. I want you, babe. Yeah. Listen. You got a body by Fisher, but your nine is by Mattel. To be your lover, show love, lover. Listen, you come to me when it make you feel sad, and then tell me how it make you feel bad. Lay your head on my shoulder. Talk to me, baby. We like to dedicate this song to those by the last name of Jones. Yeah. If your last name happen to be Jones, we send this out to you especially. This is your home. Gotta say, don't wait no more. Well, this is your, we gotta bring We show love tomorrow. Me and you together. Save the children. So amazing to be loved by you. So amazing to be loved, to be loved. Nobody but you, baby, nobody but you, nobody but you, girl. No other song for the band understand. Nobody ever. Let's get a quick band around the applause, everybody. Nobody but you, nobody but you. Oh yeah. We love everybody. Thank everybody for coming out tonight. Let's give a round of applause for my man, Mr. Robert Money. When 2 or 3 are gathered.
Okay, we're going to go to our next video. I want you to keep in mind what I said about the politics, though. It's very important that you vote. It's very, very important that you exercise your constitutional rights to vote. You have a constitutional duty to vote. But you have a representative duty to vote. Your vote may cause things to happen. Your non-vote may cause things to happen in the reverse. You be sitting around sad, well, he only won that by 3 votes. If me, myself, and I had voted, he wouldn't have won that. But me, myself, and I did not vote. So, ladies and gentlemen, keep that in mind. It's very, very important that we exercise that right to vote. Don't let anyone tell you any difference. You have a right to vote. But right now, you have a right to look at this music.
I need you, babe. I want you, babe. Yeah. Listen. You got a body by Fisher, but your name is by Mateo. I should be your lover, show no lover. Listen, you come to me when you make you feel sad, and you tell me how make you feel bad. Lay your head on my shoulder. Talk to me, baby. We like to dedicate this song to those by the last name of Jones.
Yeah.
If your last name happen to be Jones, we send this out to you especially. This is Jones. This is Jones. Don't wait no more. Well, this is Jones. We gotta bring going on. I love you, baby. I need you, baby. Oh, yeah. I don't ever want you to go nowhere. Oh, yeah. I wanna love you, baby. I wanna love you. I wanna be with you for the rest of my life. Still here, baby. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. You know that's right. For you, baby. Oh, yeah. Well, I want you, and you want me. I wanna be the man you want me to be. I love the quick thing. I love you, the quick thing. Quick thing, quick, quick, quick. Oh, I love you, won't you? Oh, baby, you sure love me more. Oh, honey, we sure love tomorrow. Me and you together, crazy children. To be loved by you, so amazing. To be loved, nobody but you, baby. Nobody but you, there. No other song for the band to understand. Nobody ever. Let's get a quick band around of applause, everybody. love everybody. Thank everybody for coming out tonight. Let's give a round of applause for my man, Mr. Robert Money. When 2 or 3 are gathered, he's in the midst of us all.
Nobody but you.
Carry the heavy load.
Heavy load.
Baby. Sometimes it gets good to get out.
Get good to me.
And relax your mind. Wildflowers. Shot me girl. You raise my hand. I'm ready, you ready? Oh baby,
Take it home,
I
y'all.
was all alone.
One more, we out of here, y'all. One more.
Yeah, I love you, Hey, let's do some Kim dance. You know that, Money? I want to sing this out the
I'm just
face.
messing with you.
And my special friend. Special to my lovely wife. She. Keep it like that. Listen. Makes it different. Still love you, girl. You're my weakness. Change my world. Share my life. Share my life, girl. Trust in me. Trust in me, girl. You all I want. You all I want, girl. Everything I need, baby. Makes it different. Makes it different. You're still my queen. Your love is like a river, girl. It's running right to me. Share my life. Share my life, girl. Trust in me. Trust in me, girl. You all I want. You all I want, girl. Everything I need. Let's give a round of applause for him over 214. I didn't even see you speak up here, buddy. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Money, you like that? Show my life, baby. Show my life, girl. Trust in me. Trust in me, girl. You all I want. You all I want, girl. Everything I need, baby. Give it to me, give it to me. With you, girl.
boat.
Partner in crime, Mr. Robert Money, huh? Every time I down here. Listen. She got a right around your finger. Think about her, think about her, think about her, think about her. I see you got the sky over your head, girl. I think about her, think about her, I think about her.
Go,
Okay, go
close
ahead.
out.
All right.
I'm going to turn it over to Dion. No, I got to go to the cleaners.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. And I hope you've enjoyed that so far, but there's still more to come. And joining us on this segment, and who will carry you to the end, is my good friend and partner, Dion Dean.
All right. How are you?
Mr. Mayor, how are you today?
I'm good. Tired, but you know, it's been a lot of running around and, you know, working and dealing with these politicians, so I'm good though. I'm good.
How's Ronald coming?
Rona is trying to come out the gate. You know, he's trying to come alive. If I can use those words. I mean, you know, it's like
Well,
it's
you
been
know, actually,
it's been real slow, but now he's starting to come out.
Actually, you know, if people were like you were in the beginning, who thought that this guy was just there clowning or something.
Right.
But you being around and watching and say, wait a minute, this guy's trying to help the community. He's trying to do things for the state of Illinois.
Well, I think what it is everybody has a right to, and if people are watching, you have a right for choice.
Right.
And, you know, I still haven't made my mind up 100, you know, but the point is this, I think that it's good to see him come out and at least tell us what he's been doing, things he's accomplished, things that we haven't really been hearing.
Right.
I'm hearing because I'm up close and personal on other things, you know, trying to do things in the state. So I'm hearing and I'm like, well, the public don't know any of these things. You know, they don't know that you work with black businesses the way you do. They don't know that you, the monies that you put in. And
What they don't understand is working with black businesses create black employment.
Definitely.
He said that in the very beginning. He
Exactly.
said, let's face it now, when you see highways being worked on with mostly male whites, few Hispanics, and one black
Right.
male or female holding a flag or a stop sign, he said, that's not unusual because it's white contractors.
Right.
He said, when blacks can't get the contract, and he said, wait, don't look disgusted. Now, wait, hold on. How many whites do you have working for you? He said, who have whites working for you? I was the only one that could raise my hand. And
everybody else.
he said, see, right. He said, see, whites hire whites and blacks hire blacks. He said, so if you don't have any black employers, you can't have black employees.
Well, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, none of our money stays in our community.
Right.
And we spend more money each and every day leaving our communities and spending money in more affluent communities, which is white communities.
And making them more affluent.
And make them more affluent and make them more richer.
Right.
And we're becoming more poor.
Right.
The more money you spend outside your community, the worse, more in decay your community will become because you're not.
It's got to because it can't survive.
It can't survive.
Spending money in the community is like feeding the community.
It's spending money in the community is your public works. Spending money in your community is better schools. Spending money in your community is better park districts, better libraries, more activities where you don't have to leave out. It's money just, you know, how long does our dollar stay in our community, W?
15 minutes.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the point. But within Orland Square, their money goes around, what, 35, how many times?
Well, it goes around, it's continuously circulating.
It's staying right in that area.
It's continuously circulating.
And
And
so,
when you see the town, I mean, that area being built up, you say, wow, look what the state's doing for that area. The state's not doing it. Your money is doing that.
our money.
Right.
Our money, I mean, it's not even the people that's really living there that's doing it. It's the people
They don't have to spend their money.
It's the people who travel there and spend their money every day. We go to their shows, we go to their restaurants, we go to their clothing, all their little necessities, shops and everything that they have, we go there. And we feel so good about it, with a smile on our face. We go driving up with a car we can't afford, by the way. And most of us can't afford it. We one car note from, you know, probably getting it repoed. And we riding into these communities, spending money we don't have to spend on items that are much more above what we can actually afford. And we smiling when we do it.
Makes us feel big. Makes us feel big.
We like, oh, I just went over there and spent $100. Oh shit, how am I gonna pay my phone bill? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But they don't care about that over there because why? Your dollar is recycling. As soon as it hit their doorstep, it never comes back your way for a long time.
It's constantly recycling in that community. That's why the community can get better, brighter, bigger.
They find space. They were telling you in our communities, if you bring an economic development person to our communities, well, you're landlocked. Really? Well, why don't we do what y'all do in other communities? Knock some shit down.
And unlock it.
And unlock it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They don't do, you know, they always come in with the story. You're landlocked, and when we go over east, you got wop, swap land, this, that, and the other, giving you every excuse why they can't come here. Whereas though, before we moved into these communities.
Actually, it's not them, it's us. You know, if we had the money, if we put the money in the hands of the business people in our community, they will do it.
They would.
They will start building it up. They will start building new businesses, and you will get more and more and more and more money coming into the community.
The thing about it is this. It goes back to that song, and I forgot who the rapper was, but he said, we headed for self-destruction. Remember that movie, Self-Destruction?
Yeah.
We do that to ourselves because of our respect level for us. Many of us feel like when we begin to start respecting us, we're disrespecting others.
Right, right.
If I respect the black community too much, then you know, white people ain't gonna like me because I'm respecting my brothers and sisters too much. You know, I got to show some type of distance between us. So I got to show them that I ain't just like everybody else. You know, so we got that mentality where, and I know I'm talking differently. You probably, when me and you met, you probably didn't hear this, Dion. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm just learning, and I guess I'm at a fed up stage that I see that we continue to reelect the same people all the time. We continue to, not really, support each other the way we should business-wise. You know, we do have those twos and fews of individuals who have an opportunity to get out the community, like a basketball player or a rapper or somebody. They go on and move out. We don't encourage them, hey, come back here, support this, support that, making sure that some of those dollars. Now, I do like what Kanye West did. I don't think Kanye West is 100% where he needs to be mentally, so I have to be honest about that. But to see him give money to a young lady to run for mayor in our community meant something to me. You know, because if we have more stars who take our money, because we're buying their CDs, we're going to their games, we're buying their jerseys, to see them come back here, because they splurge money. Every one of them that make money deserves to spend it the way they want to spend it.
Right.
Okay, let's just say that. But on the flip side of that, if you know it's coming from an impoverished community, why not give back? Why not go back there and say, you know what, instead of always buying all these chains and a number of $300,000 cars and all this, let me go back and let me help some of those leaders in the community who don't have the money to go up against your rich.
Oh, you mean you don't enjoy watching it on social media with all those beautiful cars around these beautiful homes?
Of course I do. and I would love to have that myself, but what I'm saying,
I want to get a belt and go spank their asses.
Yeah, but the thing about it is this: it's nothing wrong with having any of those things. The thing is this: give back to the community, because you can actually have that in your own community. You wouldn't have to move out if you put that money and recycle your dollars back into your own community. You
have less.
Okay.
Less of all the stuff we have.
And then you can elect who you want. You can elect your own leader.
Less
that
crime.
Type of money. Come on. We
less
got people
crime,
out.
less shootings.
Less shootings. And then the thing about, let's get real. The top elected officials who actually run our communities don't live in our community.
Right.
Okay, but they running it. So when do we wake up and say, okay,
wait, how do you say they run it when you got us here? See, we're supposed to run our own communities.
But we happy just to hang with them. We happy to.
I'm saying.
We are here.
We in this community, we're supposed to be running these communities ourselves. We hired an alderman, we hired a state representative, we hired a senator, a state senator, to represent these different areas, right. State of Illinois, city of Chicago, for us. We hired them to do that. Are they doing it?
Well, I would say some of them attempt to do it.
Attempt to how? What happens?
Attempt means
what happens when they go
that when they get too far out into the water and say that, you know, and they learning that they can walk on water by themselves. Somebody's always pulling the back saying, hold on. Now, I put you there to do bare minimum, to look like you're doing something, because see, the minute that our communities become what we're able to take care of.
They believe that that person put them there.
Right, they believe that person put them there.
They don't know that the people that they are working for put them there.
The people they're working for. The voters put you there, but we have been, you know, I don't like using the word bamboozled, but I'm going to use it. We've been bamboozled to think that, you know, these individuals really care about us. And I'm saying that some do, but the majority have an agenda. And that agenda is the dollar. Okay, at the end of the day, that's what that agenda is. It's about getting this money, recycling the money in their community where they live, and ensuring that their family can come over here and work for us. Their family can come over here and get the contracts, because if you guarantee you look at all the contracts within the borders of our community, it ain't the people in the community getting them.
Right. Okay, on that note, we're going to take a little break. We'll be right back after these messages.
Why? Why?
Why are you following me?
Why my hoodie make me look suspicious?
Why does my music make me dangerous?
Why are people that are supposed to protect me attacking me?
Why are you afraid of me? Why do you think I'm dangerous?
Why do I afraid of people who are supposed to protect me?
Why can't I make a peace sign without you labeling a gang sign?
Why does standing your ground only work when I'm on the ground?
Why do you show this photo over this one?
Why do you only stop and frisk me?
Why do you have low expectations for me?
Why can't I run down the street without causing alarms?
Why do you think I'm a thug?
Why do you assume I'm armed?
Why can I breathe?
Why is my mom scared every time I leave the house?
Why are you targeting me?
Why am I a target?
Why?
Why? Why? I know why. And it has to stop.
It must stop.
Because I have dreams.
Because I can change the world.
Because I will make a difference. Because I have a family.
Because I am strong.
Because I'm talented.
I have a voice.
I can find a cure.
I have goals.
I can lead the country.
I am determined.
I have a future.
Because I'm a scholar.
I am powerful.
I'm someone's friend.
I'm someone's brother.
I'm someone's son.
Someone loves me.
And because my life matters too.
My life matters.
My life matters.
My life matters. My life matters.
My life matters.
Our lives matter.
And so did theirs.
World. Come to Golden's Tropical World for tropical fish of all sizes, colors, and types, and other small animals like iguanas and birds from all over the world. There are beautiful tanks, pet supply needs, including dog and cat foods, and expert consultation. Check out Golden's Tropical World, 8611 South Ashland Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Call ahead, 773-239-8809. Your Pet Shop.
Every now and then I get that feeling, and I've got something I want to say.
One of the great things about being a vegan is that the uniqueness of it.
And I've got to say my way.
And so gathered with me today are just a sampling of those vegans who have become loyal supporters of Soul Vegetarian.
Welcome to Soul Vegetarian Restaurant.
Tremendous difference.
That's right.
And you could.
Okay, we're back. And we are running out of time, so I want to thank you guys for joining us on Straight Talk, and I hope we've given you some tidbit of wisdom on how we should handle these elections. Any final words before you go on?
I just, you know, I'm gonna go on, and I just want to say, first of all, it's always a pleasure speaking with you about it, because we have great dialogue about our community and what we can do to better it. It's just the fact. All I can say to our people, as we go out of his show and go into mine, wake up.
Wake up. That's the operative word. Wake up.
know.
Please wake up and smell the success. Not coffee, success.
That's right.
Thanks, Bro Dean.
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us. Stick around for Dean and Dion Dean. I'm calling him, I'm thinking, see, Dean is a first name. What are you doing the last name?
Yeah, I got a first and last name, Dion Dean.
Yeah. No, you got two first names.
Two first names, right.
Dion Dean. Now, he's going to take over with the extended Straight Talk. He does Straight Talk. We both do Straight Talk. So this is Straight Talk. We're partners with Straight Talk. So stick around.